This is Unity Broadcasting Online Television, connecting voices. This is Unity Broadcasting Online Television, connect.
Unity Broadcasting Television don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad. TV don't come. For developments now we come to unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come. For developments now we come to unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. We now independent media house. We there here for unify, sensitize, and inform. Sierra Leoneans home and abroad.
We dey are so for talk, but waiting they happen. Political discussion, you for know but salon politics. Religious messages, entertainment self no go left bien. We no go left nothing bien no.
Unity Broadcasting TV don't come.
Developments now we come to
unify, sensitize, and inform we all.
For developments now we nation salon.
Unity Broadcasting TV don't come.
For developments now we come to
unify, sensitize, and inform we all.
For developments now we nation salon. This not the team them where we dey talk about
Sierra Leone political history,
defeating the lives of fake people.
Waiting they be on social media.
One-on-one interview, we go bring you all the hot topics.
Unity Broadcasting TV say,
and we let we self and better salon.
All right, it's a beautiful Good morning. Today, not Tuesday, the 28th day inside the month of October 2025. This one was a very beautiful morning like this, right from the studios, not 48 Siaka Steven Street, inside Freetown. And as always, we bring you this program from Monday to Friday, 7:30 in the morning, right from the studios. And we are usual presenters them. Your name na Yusuf Mosire Suma.
Indeed, my name is Elizabeth Kefugembe. Today is the 28th day of October 2025. Indeed, we don't make a strive. Tomorrow they make we 1 full month on air. We congratulate ourselves and also we congratulate all we viewers then. However, the government of the Republic of Sierra Leone they make strive for say this kush wahala menace we don't in our country as media don't vuvuzela about it. And we don't try for take her as close follower so that this menace go down our country. We see where recently a former minister of internal affairs, Musa Tarawale, been come out very strong and he begin pinpoint till he name some names then inside the government of the Republic of Sierra Leone. However, as media house, we reach out to the government of the Republic of Sierra Leone for make we discuss certain names then we don't call. To some avail, yes, we get some individuals, and to another, some individuals, they're not great for pick we call. So this morning, we go discuss Musa Tarawale in topic as national issue. We tell Papa government thank you because they don't begin curb the system, and we don't see say they don't the whole drug cartel, the one that winner the Agbagba the empire the drug business. Like as always, Unity Broadcasting, we are here live for so much.
Indeed, so continue for the way to you. We get started. We get for at the studio, Melvin Chijan Mansari, journalist and social media commentator, and also we get forget Honorable Munero Lansana, we in a former MP for can help we discuss about this thing. Mind you, we discuss about the drug issue and a national issue. We need to discuss some as a political issue in today's edition of the program Unity Morning Show. And a lot of things don't happen around Africa. Over the week, we see a whole lot of 2 elections controversies. One Cameroon, one Cote d'Ivoire. This morning when I was listening to BBC, 92-year-old Paul Biya, done in a power for over 40 years. Now they go for 8th term in office. A lot of protests, I understand, BBC say they don't kill about 4 people over the protest. The opposition person, Issa Echoma, he declared himself winner, not because resulted. That all be spark.
So that also treasonable act.
Well, I don't know what the law is in Cameroon. For we are then saying a treason. Yeah. So it's really, really disheartening. But sometimes if you look at again like way the young people in kind of the old people in power thirsty, for less space for the young people. A 92-year-old, imagine. Of course, Alassane Ouattara back inside the Ivory Coast, I think 80 years or 85 years of old age, himself don't come as president. He go for the 4th term now as president. It's always sparked some controversies. Young people, they see hope for take-up leadership.
If it is the will of the people by elections, what do they have to say? Nothing absolutely, but to just go along with the results.
Yes,
the Electoral Commissioner don't declare the man winner, so
yes,
who are you to say no to it?
Well, from popular concern na Cameroon, especially Douala, outside the violence that take place, now that they not consider, not that they deny the results, but then concern that the man na 92-year-old, what he get for offer, and all of the elections the way he don't the old or he don't the gets for be a president, that controversial one day. So then saying just a selection, they not say anything like election. And when you look at the my cabinet, I'm afraid. Now all people.
All right, now coming to Sierra Leone, this is very disheartening. On Saturday, I've been doing a beach. I see 3 lives were gone. I don't really know waiting the National Tourist Board they do as people then they go then they swim around the sea, the beach. They not get lifeguards. They not get association of divers. Policemen they know I not see them at all. I was very much overwhelmed. Even my voice was trembling when I was trying to pull or call for help for let them come. After my video go at least about 15 minutes, see a truck of police car when 3 people them in the inside with 1 inspector. So he asked me if now we make the video. I was like, yes. I called for a public so that then go come and salvage the situation. Unfortunately, again, Suma, I was there then. The 21-year-old body being come, but for privacy's sake, I not be able to do that because Facebook not they grants with that permission, and since now Facebook would they stream and YouTube, it is against the law. So I been end up for do 6 rounds of CPR. So no avail, the boy was gone. So I don't know what in National Tourist Board they do. We go try for reach out to them. I try for call somebody, but instead say he was limited, he cannot say anything. And a Saturday, they at work. And the worst of it all, the statement where the police say, now trigger me where I run into action. He say, hence somebody don't go. Pass will see what I carry with him body. I'm like, for real, Sierra Leone, so we don't become.
So make them soul continue for rest in peace. Like we say, for some of us that have gotten the opportunity for travel out of this country, go to beach areas, them like you say, there are divers all over. Where they are around for make sure say they get those people where they go swim at them place that so be secured. And apart from that, and get a red belt in a certain area where for go where you need to swim na this water. But all said and done, not to die no more self na the problem na them beach there na this week country. Now the kind of force with them beach they pass mark. Ministry of Tourism, the council, especially Western Area Rural District Council, I'm sure they are responsible for the beaches around the peninsula. So they get a whole lot to do. We'll find one time we invite Casio. If he respond, then it's fine. Or we invite in IEC, Jalo, Bar, for Kanjo and we not the studio. So more of that they will discuss in with subsequent editions, security at the beaches and the cleanliness at the beach there. So the program the Unity Morning Show, you can do it live from Unity Broadcasting Online Television.
So 3 lives gone, 21, 17 and 14. When I continue for stay with we, this time Unity Broadcasting will be right back with a quick commercial.
As government and stakeholder them, they continue for implement the Productive Social Safety Net and Youth Employment Program, PSSNYE, where World Bank be don't give Salon government $42 million for. National Commission for Social Action, NACSA, they use part of this amount for transfer money to us and family them. We pay per smack. Now, area them will not receive nothing yet through the Social Safety Net Program. For sake of this, government will extend this facility to new hostel we pay the money. Same way so, NACSA, they use part of this money for give money to Salon people for start their own business, train and mentor people them, and connect them by agricultural program them with the government and non-governmental organization body them they operate. NACSA they also give this money to over 7,000 youths them to provide them with short-term work opportunity them upline through the Sustainable Cash for Work program.
As all this dey be, Freetown City Council go use spend this money for about over 6,000 youth them for clean the city and do other public work them na Freetown.
The National Youth Commission NACOM go use some of this money for support new and old youth group them for open their own business them na Freetown. Inside they go able get access to money, training and counseling, but how for improve their own business them.
And then go implement this program na Bo, Makeni, Kenema, Potloko and Freetown.
For complaints, comments and inquiries, call Anti-Corruption Commission or 077-985-985 or 077-986-986 or toll-free line on Africell, QCell and Orange and SAC with support from the World Bank, UNICEF and the government of Sierra Leone.
Welcome to Fatmata Fashion House. Isaiah, they get everything we get for do with man them, woman them, different wears, different design. Look this official dress here so. Look them bling bling here. For then Saturday we are, or you will go and wear and go clubbing. Look this again for wear as casual. Look the dress them. Look this fine man shirt again. Look the dress them. Then they are for affordable prices. Can't get luxury for affordability. This na fine dress where you go able get in different design and different color.
This na Fatmata Fashion House, 104 Main Regents, Good Lumley. Una all welcome. As you can see, we get British standards clothes and aya. We get woman for official dressings, dinner party and all stuff. We get woman nice back them with different ourselves for the school picking them, both the boys and girls, strong quality, British standard. We also strong quality, British standard. We also get for you. We know say you love salon. We independent day they can't just know. Or you can wear you want to go green, white and blue. We get her in different colors. You want to go green, white and blue. We get her in different colors. For the footballer themselves, we get you covered. You yourself there can collect you for a very reasonable price. Within our 104 Main Regents, Go Lumley. As for the telephone number, 078-560-118. Fatmata.
Good morning, once again. Welcome to the program Unity Morning Show. It comes to you live from Unity Broadcasting Online Television. As always, we broadcast live from the studios. Now 48 Yaka Steven Street and Freetown. And today and the second day, and the second week inside this particular second edition inside this particular week, and today the 20th day inside the month of October 2025. We fastly approach November and wrap up with 2025. Well, in the studio this morning, we get with Melvin Chijan Mansari, a journalist and a social commentator, and they were in the studio this morning, and also Honorable Abdul Muniru Gansana, former SLPP MP, then they were in the studio this morning. But they can discuss about one issue, and this is not political discussion. It has to do with the national discussion, and we watch them from the national lens. Usai, the former minister, we also be presidential candidates for the Citizens Democratic Party (CDP). We Honorable Musa Tarawali be pull a video statements where he talks the kush to pandemic at all. The kush na an alleged, as he say, criminal syndicates, and that one the pinpoint and talks there are certain government institutions we know how to do the right thing for combat this kush business or the drug in the country. But that make we invite into people also can we discuss on that particular issue day. Well, now we introduce we guest them first at the studio. Welcome there, Melvin and Honorable. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Yawote, legal tie.
Well, I don't want to go there, inshallah.
Wishing you all the best. When Melvin is with a great tie, I don't know which school he's representing.
I mean, I guess with colors, particularly for a reason. Whenever I wear grey, it means I want to sit on the fence on a matter. So colors represent a lot of my ideologies.
The last time I saw you with something like a red also.
Absolutely, and that was provocative.
That shows you want to. Is also a fence?
No, provocative. It was provocative, provoking a conversation. The last time I wore a green socket and somebody said, "Oh, so maybe wear green socks." So I know people are sensitive to colors, but for me, colors represent ideas, and yes, for this conversation, I'm grey.
Okay, thank you, and thankfully, our studio as well is grey. So we welcome you, gentlemen. We want let we take the video first from Honorable Musa Tarawali. Then Lizzie will come inside and we'll see how we'll discuss about what he say. Make we watch the video quick where we'll come back.
Good morning to me people of Sierra Leone. I made this video for share the pain with you now. We country they go through difficult times now. The use of kush, tramadol, hard drugs, the kill, we youth them, we people them. The parents, them picking and they left university, go live in a ghetto under married homes, they spoil, they separate. The wife or the husband, they go take kush, tramadol, or hard drugs. A die day or you abandon your home, go live in ghettos. This is not a menace. We nation do go through difficult times. You go through war, today we have peace. This menace, not a pandemic. I believe, I owe it to the nation for speak truth to power. This is not failure in the control of crime. Those who fail for control this crime for take responsibility. The Ministry of Internal Affairs were responsible for internal security and control of crime. Now, in also they supervise the Drug Enforcement Agency and TOCO. It failed for control the criminals where they bring them drugs here and sell. The Office of the Vice President, when they are responsible for supervise the Ministry of Internal Affairs, also failed. The President, in his wisdom, appoint people to those offices and give the free hand, the responsibility to the Vice President for making supervise. They failed the nation in control of this organized crime. The kush, tramadol, and hard drugs, now criminal syndicate, now responsible for them. So not a pandemic, now criminal syndicates where they fail for control. Therefore, they ask the President for take appropriate action. The other ministry were responsible, not the Ministry of Health. The Ministry of Health now responsible for supervise the Pharmacy Board. Pharmacy Board never regulates the importation of medicines and make sure they are sold with prescription. The failure in discharging the responsibility also lead to this menace. So, Mr. President, you are the fountain of honor, you are the custodian of the Constitution with the primary responsibility to protect lives and property. Me, the advice and call on you for making take the appropriate action. We will assure the nation and we will give hope back to the parents that this sales, rampant sales, uncontrolled sales of illegal drugs, the tramadol, the kush, the hard drugs will stop in our country. I thank you now all.
Particular video, not on political base. We try very hard, even when we bring in two political giants. The last time we brought Mike Berewa and Mikhail Kroma, It was a civil discussion because we are talking about national issues. That is our concern here, as we are an independent online television, and we try to strive not to hang heads, not to set people on fire, and we are not here for political basis. We do not serve as a mouthpiece for any political line, any political party. So this morning, like me co-presenter just introduced, we get Honorable Muniru Lansana inside the studio, and a former member of parliament for the Sierra Leone People's Party. We also get Melvin Mansari, who is a social media commentator, and not only that, he is a journalist. I tell you plenty, thank you for joining Unity Broadcasting. When I don't see this video where they make round, circulates on social media. Ministry of Health, for the president for making step in as Papa. Ministry of Health, for the president for making step in as Papa na the nation, and to the Ministry of Health for let them regulate waiting they go on. So I will start with you, Melvin, before I come to Honorable Muniru. You don't hear me waiting we brother say when Musa Tarawale. What do you make of it?
Wow. Well, I think a message will get facts, but also it will get some elements of controversy, especially when it's clear now that there is a clear indictment on not only security but institutions, which in effect sparks more controversy by saying that there is a failure on the part of the SLPP government. And mind you, he left the SLPP some time ago and joined the APC, and he was readmitted again to the SLPP, and we know he's been touted among those who are eyeing the succession race in the SLPP, and he's now coming out. So for me, the message when he says students' homes are broken, that is the obvious fact we are seeing. However, there is an ambiguity in his message. The ambiguity there is he is calling on the president to take the appropriate step. And I'm sure if you are profiling a solution, you must be very specific. What is he calling on the president to do? I am not holding a brief for the president, and I don't intend to do so. But it just takes an easy thinker to understand that, the president in 2024 declared public emergency on that. However, his call on the president can be amplified. In my own estimation, I was expecting him to be very specific in saying that, Mr. President, you establish a task force on drugs. What's the latest on that task force? You establish an advisory council that was supposed to be lodged in State House. What's the status of their reports and what their activities are? So for the fact that it's not specific, I want to deem it, this is my controversial submission now, the video sends a controversial message, in a sense, from security and government failure and drug substance, on a controversial subject also, which is the use of drug substance. We know it's a controversial subject. Let me just qualify for the fact that the tone of some members of government are not in sync. They are not harmonious. They are in tongues. You will hear somebody like the speaker telling you that, the matter has been blown out of proportion. You will hear somebody like the chief minister telling you that, some of the comments are from bots and are from the opposition. Whereas in contrast, you will hear people within the same government like Chernobyl saying that this is real and my son was a victim. And we saw how people came after him and he had to do a rebuttal on that. So the government itself is not sending the right message when it comes to unity of the message and harmony of the message itself. So if there are contradictions within, that makes the matter controversial. But also the messenger also is controversial. You don't need to be a political historian, you just need to read the recent publications and you will understand that the man sending this message has been enmeshed in controversies of the sort. When he was Minister of State Southern Region, he was embroiled in the Sogbema Pujaun political by-election violence. Mind you, the messenger is a controversial character. And again, this is the same messenger who was embroiled in the Kono incident in the matter between Sam Sumana supporter and his bodyguards. So this has been a controversial figure, not just because he's a political prostitute. Underline the word. I have not used prostitute because
prostitute, yeah.
I refrain from using the word prostitute because I believe it's one of the oldest professions and it should be respected and people should be thinking about it. So I use the word prostitute. He's a political prostitute.
One of the oldest professions.
Of course, since the days of prophets, it has been there. So he's a political prostitute. And for the fact that he is a political prostitute and has been embroiled in controversies over time, I will not be surprised if at the undercurrent of his message is politics. Because somebody will ask, why is he coming out now? What has he been doing behind the scene before now? Because calling out the problem is one. And there is a muted fact. I know you're going to ask a critical question. There is a nuanced fact that if you go to iVerify, he did the video, but he never shared the video. iVerify has verified that his wife shared the video. Unfortunately, that was not advanced for him to come out and clarify some of these issues. Because if some of these are the issues, somebody should not downplay them. He has served as a Minister of Internal Affairs. He scored some good results when it comes to, firstly, rebranding the Kamajors back then, in terms of under the APC, changing click boys. This is somebody who speaks from an informed position, not just because of a political. So I think this, from an SLPP or from a government perspective, it should be considered. And again, there is a recent development, I think, after that video, or almost coming just at the same time. The head of Toku, is MK Aliu, has been replaced. And he mentioned Toku on that video. So what if perhaps his message propelled that? But for me, I think he needs to be more specific with the president on the issue and calling out the office of the vice president on those institutions. They have a duty to come and reply to say what he's saying has got elements of truth or not. We are not going to hold brief for them because we expect this man to be well informed.
Melvin, so if you listen again to the statements for viewers, then we go limit and to Creole, like I come back to. If you listen to that particular video, it just say the office of the vice president, they don't feel away. The office, I can say Elizabeth, Unity Broadcasting, they don't feel away because probably somebody they expect me for do certain thing where I not don't do. That is one. So I don't think he was directly pinpointing to him. But however, from his submission, now, if a gentleman like that don't come, you don't see strike because they don't change the head of a particular person where he don't call. So your own view, do you think he did it on national issues or he was political? Because you don't call and say
semi-national.
Okay, why semi-national?
Semi-national for the fact that some of the things he pointed out are obvious truths and facts. Implication of drugs and substance on students. It's obvious. Okay. On homes. It's obvious. But that shall not divorce the reality that he's a politician and he cannot be connotating politics. Now let me come to the first premise he opened. He is targeting institutions. If he was targeting institutions, then he was not bold enough. He was not speaking truth to power. Because the greatest indictment should have been on the desk of the president. He hires and fires. So if you are hitting below the belt, in my estimation, I think that is not enough. And it's semi. If you want to address this issue directly at the president, because if you are saying these institutions have failed, who has direct responsibility over them? Now the vice president no more.
Yeah, but what Melvin, when you look
who
at
appoints minister of
Melvin,
internal
when
affairs?
you look at the vice president, you don't say the vice president now the head of the SLP. You know go balance down.
Yeah.
Yes. So when you look at that one day, he made mention of that because he knows that the vice president gets control over the Sierra police. We're responsible for enforce their laws there. So for him, he said I don't feel for all those criminals accountable. So
it's still not enough. The vice president is the principal assistant constitutionally. My colleague here is having the constitution. Principal assistant to the president. So how can you target the principal assistant without targeting the president?
So what? Now, for me, I'm sure it's because the SLP with the blast for fall under the mandates of the vice president. I don't know, perhaps
who appoints the inspector general? Who appoints the head of those institutions?
You don't see recently when police officers, even themselves, they pass, then they go and nod on themselves. So I believe that is why he specified the office of the vice president as a deterrent where he's not able for control. According to Ram, he said he has failed.
Yeah, but he's answerable to the president.
All right, let's come to now we come to Honorable Muniru. Honorable Muniru, you don't listen to that, and Melvin don't give his submission. So you, the former minister of internal affairs, been declared for talk and speaking truth to power from in video, and by verified, not to share. We don't know whether it gets a verified of personal Facebook page or any other handle. But verified or indicated not to share. But now in physical body and it not come out for debunker. So we strictly believe say it wasn't an AI generated something. Now in self talker. As a former member of parliament and you being in the Sierra Leone People's Party, What do you make of that, actually, where it points out to Office of the President, Vice President, and then not only that, it points out to the one that we're in charge of the drug?
Yes, I feel very much pleased because like what I did the last time, the first thing I talk about now the sense of the civic education where we try for establish. That don't show we say the civic sense don't begin take effect, not only at the grass, but even at the top. Because if a former statesman, they come for do a national call, they don't show say the 10 duties where the constitution make provision for under section 13, they don't begin go by then duties then they, because if you look, every citizen owe an obligation not only to yourself but to the well-being of other citizens. So him calling now like a wake-up call. One thing where I go rightly say now the fact that we don't be part of the walls where we all know say this not to one-man business, because we all get family members then we don't be affected. As I talk to you, I get people that now directly connected to me we don't be affected by this menace. So if a statement like they make a call, I don't believe say yes, the civic sense where we need when that line of patriotism now in they come up with, and the aspects where it begin name institutions, yes, that is like pushing for more to be done, because like what I say, people they expect say much is not done yet, though we were there within governance, we know the challenges the way the issues they can face. Because for instance, if you check the entire police that this country plus minus they not reach 20,000, and you're talking about an 8 million population, so they tell you say the police not be enough for police the number of citizens the way we get now the country. So now you make today like where the former minister a statement rightly say, me they look at them from the sense of patriotism, say yes, every citizen owe an obligation to this country. Because if we look at this menace, most times we cascade the authorities, but on a very serious note, we were then at the bottom, we owe a lot of sense to the stopping of this thing. For instance, where COVID come and that of Ebola, we see from we minimal communities and the role that we will play for we will combat them. And I believe, say for instance, if I grab Naya, I say I want kush, I must get somebody where they go meet, where they go buy for me a counter. If I grab Naya, I say I want tramadol, I must get somebody where they go meet. So it tells you the people from the base knows exactly the channel, but how many of them ready for come forward for say me what now that go buy you? So it like pointing the pointers for the pointers to point the pointer. At the end of the day, if we go through that line, you where they buy, you know who that they buy to. Then the way they buy to, know who that they buy to. So you see that chain. We will do logistics, we get the supply chain. The supply chain from waiting from the factory to the final consumer. So that line there, if we able to follow them as citizens, not only authorities, because like what I say, I bring in the role of citizens where the constitution will make very clear under the duties of a citizen. Inside there, it tell we say we all get an obligation, and this obligation, for instance, if you look at waiting G they talk, it say we have to work conscientiously in the law and choose an occupation and obtain from any activity detrimental to the general welfare of others. So anything where you do with detrimental, for instance, if you they sell them, it don't show say your activity detrimental to the way they take them, and the way they take them, you where they take your activity even detrimental to you. Because for God's sake, you go take something, you dear life, you see yourself they rotten by part. Waiting your own conscience they tell you about that. So if a call like this don't begin come, some of you say yes, now then kind call there we need, and waiting we need now, let we all take them as citizens, let we say enough is enough. Because if not to that, it will be detrimental for we young girl picking all the bond and not get man for married too. And at the end of the day, we the boy picking and not get a workforce for let we succeed in whatever agenda we try for push for make sure say Sierra Leone becomes the place where we need for satisfy we safe.
So from a citizen point of view, apart from the political lens, all of these institutions where Honorable Musa Traore don't name, if for you say na just wale then do more. Have you ever seen a situation where the Ministry of Internal Affairs go grab one day and say we don't join Tokyo, or we don't join the Sierra Leone Police, or we don't join Ministry of Health or Pharmacy Board for embark on this raiding of people with excellent here?
Yes, I don't see them, and if you watch, I get series of records now where they show the total number of arrests, the way they don't make. If you go inside Toku now, this is not then say maybe they part of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency where I try for contribute my own contribution, take president declare them as a state of health emergency on drugs. And when you go inside Toku now, you see the amount of vehicle where they some vehicle where you say they don't say this na possible way they deal with drugs na getter where they don't seize because the people the moment they notice say drugs then at the vehicle some man they escape. If you go inside the end, when we go there, you see the minister himself, when the current minister of internal affairs, if they do the inspection, they have to make sure see whatever they track down a day in record and they're able to curtail them. So that aspect then they don't be happening. Just like what I tell you, every institution in Africa and the world has its own challenges. And then go tell you, say for instance, me be they part of the defense committee in the Sierra Leone Parliament. I do a cross-border patrol in the entire country, and it will interest you for no say when you go now we border them. Even by human occupation, we dey far from we border. Like Yenga, oh the Allah for Yenga. You dey notice say the Yenga village Usai Sierra Leone and day. It dey far from Usai we border demarcation. For instance, if na the village day, you dey go as far as Kalbaton before you reach na the water side itself. Yes, where they call Yonga.
Like Grogbere village and Gbere bridge.
Very good.
Okay.
That is exactly what they happen. So do them border patrol and they notice say if even somebody come inside Guinea, you go don't can right inside Sierra Leone before you even discover say this person don't come inside Sierra Leone. And the other challenge, like when you go to them border area there, you notice say with security presence not even enough. Now makes what will be there now the defense committee we recommend for forward patrol basis where I don't see greatly the Ministry of Defense they embark on them thing because the border them porous, and because the border them porous, some of them think they are who can just visit a through Wataki they pass or wherever. No, not to through Wataki or wherever, because when you go na them border area then they now like a na footpath like we go na Liberia by Kalaunyanda na just footpath dry zone. You don't even need for cross water for enter inside Liberia with Sierra Leone. Where we go, either we get the one soldier, a guy in iron gate, a fix in padlock day. That's all. So it tells you, say even if na attack then count, then go just one man go just go engage them, the other man then pass with whatever they pass. So this is not the challenge we get as a state.
Perhaps we even check, they pay them better money. So if
no, they pay them because in salary, nothing we don't agree for saying that this they pay me, accept for get them.
So what if a drug dealer they pass with drug on that particular side, they get them like something like $1,000 or $2,000 Then in salary are just maybe 5 million.
When at the patriotism aspect that they talk about
as well continue.
Now the patriotism aspect that they talk about, like what I say, inside section 13, they say every citizen gets own duties for perform to the state. Indeed in a one man, but that one man is representing the entire world country. And you know mean say we did it as a one man, it's all it get back up from wherever he want forget it back up. But wait till we try for saying that the securities wherever he want forget it back up. But wait till we try for saying that the securities are not enough. And we as the citizens them for build that security for make sure say we able police every bit. Now make I give you reference to waiting to the COVID, I give you reference to the Ebola. When Sierra Leoneans then decide say enough is enough, now we they make call now hospital and say this person they perform it una can't take her. Now we they do all the calls them. Now we they pass the bylaws. Now we do everything for make sure say the two diseases the world don't get it become something of the past. So if we all come together again for fight this particular thing, like how me brother call I say not to a pandemic. Now just waiting at the definition we get. It say now a criminal syndicate, and this criminal syndicate indeed because Kush or whatever drugs they just grab a fly car inside salon. Now people in the door and people are benefiting out of it. Drugs in the world over nothing they exist. If you go to America, they exist. But the fact remains you get stringent measures where in they flow down to the innocent people them. Because when you flow down to the innocent people them, it becomes too dangerous. Like where we do Quran, we say anything we pass mark, fine. And when it pass mark, usa it go na the grassroots. And we go na the grassroots trouble on the because at the end of the day, then young man there we don't even get a sense of selection. They go into this. Then young man there we don't even get a sense of selection. They go into this and not good for we as a country at all.
Well, Melvin, you don't hear me, honorable. It sounds a little bit convincing to order the watch. From your perspective, as somebody will come for checkmate, as Musa Tawali talk and say, in a checkmate, it is speak truth to power. Do you go align with or go in line with Honorable Monero?
On the subject matter, there are a few contradictions. I'll use sources to substantiate what I'm saying in terms of their contradictions. By way, I'm not responding to the Honorable, I'm responding to the issue. So if you go to the United States, U.S. Department of State, for the period under review, there is the report that says on the Sierra Leone country report, it talks about, I'll read the first paragraph. It says, in Sierra Leone, drug trafficking and money laundering remain prevalent, with the country being used as a transshipment point. And when we talk about institutional failure, it's but obvious that if you want to put transshipment into context here, you're talking about the ports. I agree we have porous borders, but what interventions have been made to sanitize the ports? Because this is what the US government is saying, transshipment, meaning that the ports cannot be divorced from this conversation. And it's an institution that we must look keenly if we want to talk about this problem. Again, I want to differ. The use of the word pandemic is not necessarily a medical term. It's a literal term. And if you go to even the dictionary, be it online or old-fashioned books, it'll tell you, say, pandemic can be used for a phenomenon. That's the word. A phenomenon at a particular place where they spread at a particular time. And again, your characteristic there, the rates of spreading. But in this case, it's a literal phenomenon where if you say no to pandemic, literally you defeat yourself, because you cannot deny that crucial substance abuse is not a phenomenon. So I think Mr. Tarawale must come and clarify himself on that, what he means by that. Because in the president's statement, not saying a pandemic. And an officer he do that because of he want for use Ebola or COVID-19 terminology, because it's a phenomenal thing. So is
this something being find out by the health experts, or the original level for even call a pandemic, as honorable
on the medical ground? I think the president was a bit far reaching when he used that particular diction, because
he said epidemic.
Yes, epidemic. Epidemic, because he was talking about country specific. And if it's global, it's a pandemic. Yeah. And other people have been arguing on this particular, and your question is very much in place. On a medical base, or from an empirical or philosophical base, you don't use dictions that you cannot qualify. And this is the issue I had with the mayor the last time. You cannot say persons buried anecdotally believed to be as a result of Kush. Why? It comes to empirical nature. You should have tested those people to come out with a qualifier. And such is the kind of situation in the case of why I think the president was far-reaching in his diction on the problem. It is a phenomenal problem. It's huge. It's almost overwhelming. But when you use such dictions and you've not qualified the magnitude, the cause, the effect, you've not done so from a philosophical or a medical perspective, you must be cautioned, because someone might say, what if you are overblowing or underblowing the issue? So the state institutions must have come out with facts on what is causing this problem. Why are people seeing people with dangerous source, but yet still other people go and consume it? These are the real empirical things we should have done from an institutional perspective. I don't think that local government ministry press release was a direct attack, was a necessary one, because that attack on that mayor or that institution should have been cascaded to other institutions. Ministry of Health, they are responsible for health issues, ascertaining causes of death in terms of autopsy or postmortem. Ministry of Internal Affairs, they are supposed to be, if you look at the state internet, they have programs on law enforcement. It's just one pillar. There are different pillars that they outlined. So you cannot specifically pinpoint a blame without looking at the multifaceted nature of the problem. And definitely, if you look at another source, the ACC, if you go to their website, they call it the dark economy. This was a release they did some years back. It's on their ACC website for reference sake. And they outrightly, years back, indicted law enforcement. I'm not saying it. The ACC did so. But the question I ask in a reverse logic, what has the ACC done when it comes to drug and substance abuse? Because we are talking about a multifaceted problem, and it needs multifaceted approach. And they've pinpointed the problem. I ask myself, my brother talked about efforts and impounding of or seizure of vehicles. All of that is important. But if you cannot address an issue as serious as just like Jackass, who allegedly or perceivably is linked to the office, the number one most office by virtue of relations or otherwise, it defeats the purpose. If you can have a situation where a container gets missing at the key, believed or alleged to be containing illegal substances, that undermines the whole fight against. All right. So again, so let me come to. Let me just land, please.
Okay.
On the constitutional matter raised by my land honorable, I covered him when he entered Parliament, and he's a fine debater by then, and I know he's still contributing. The fact there remains, if honorable and others have been mounting issue of citizens must take their responsibilities seriously. I agree. That's what Section 13 is saying. But I have always begged to differ in a sense that, when a citizen has right for go vote, they go vote. But when it's the turn of government to deliver on their promises, they don't. And nobody is part of, that is not part of the conversation. So, when we preach Section 13, we must be preaching for the review of the law in that very book that says provision of these basic social services are not justiciable. You cannot tell me to go and vote done at the end of the day, do 50% of your manifesto, and nothing legally binds you or restrain you after you fail. Let's look at these laws, particularly Section 13, from a critical perspective. We know we can preach to the people and say, for respect to civic rights. Yes, for community engagement goes a long way. I'll give you a case study. If you go to a place called Tank at Ferguson Street, a year or so ago, young men used to consume kush. It took the community effort, the community leaders, to say, no, we don't want it here. And today, a year after, kush not the sell day. So you cannot, you never say you are unfit. Again, this is just to answer the problem. You never say you are unfit, do you exclude the one that win at the base. So this is my radical solution before I wrap. We must be radical enough. All get to know this country for register. We like it or not, it's like prostitution. It exists. And society want for make let me go after all ghettos.
Melvin, quick one. You said all ghetto.
All ghetto for register.
So meaning not to legalize, you want for legalize.
I am coming to the most radical point, which is the criminalization of certain drugs like marijuana.
Okay.
Now, there is a precedent. When there was this youth minister,
if those ghettos are registered,
yes,
then go come purport say like what they are. I go come purport say now this paper at the sell, right? Because you don't allow me, I don't register. But then in actual fact, I they sell something behind that paper.
So what's the difference? What's the difference? You go know because you have regulatory framework. Pharmacy board they inspect pharmacies. Sometimes they will see fake medicine coming up. This is the radical solution. We don't get precedents. I don't know if people can remember. There was a minister under President Kaba. I think it was a youth minister. When what is his name? It was this Ifian complexion.
Dennis Bright.
Dennis Bright. Firestone today. Not to Firestone today. They don't hear that music day. Firestone today have been babu man, bad people in the day. When Dennis Bright came just after the war, in terms of changing the war mentality to young people, Firestone, one thing they tell Dennis Bright, we end up for develop Firestone as we see as we today. It's a some of the time say them bad business will go left for, but some of we will not go can smoke jamba frontier again. We will go behind. Today Firestone, you go there, pass say them they smoke here. It's changed. You cannot solve a problem by distancing from it. These are the reality. There is a blueprint where we get in terms of ghetto involvement, community involvement, where people are not for counting as why? Because people are not for sitting at them big offices, do big policies without targeting the actual people. One of them, I tell you, 5 years ago, now Jambade them listen like ghetto. Most of them ghetto over these last 5 years don't change. Now big man and other drugs and the why. We want for turn a blind eye. We cannot do that. These people must be involved, and one way of involving them is to identify them. Once you identify them, then you go to the real issues as to what are the do's and what are the don'ts. This is the real way to go.
So, Honorable, from what Melvin they say, are you actually in agreement of what Melvin they say that even in the fight, it's just an hand-picked fight. You pick few people where they go against, where they silent here. A clear example could be if you take the whole of Seka Street, check most of those pharmacies, you'll find out they still get tramadol and they sell it. It's all depends. If right now we dress fine, you go there and not go sell Gideon. If we say you can do some investigation.
Yes, because one thing we need for do now that we for lay line between waiting legal and waiting illegal. Tramadol, like way my brother rightly say about marijuana, tramadol is a legal drugs, but now only on prescription. Because even if you go a week or two, I get one me tenant way in Mamasik, where we reach Connaught, the first prescription we then get because of the pain we be suffer, na tramadol. But the problem we will get now that Standard Bureau need for upgrade then tools of testing, because you go notify say where we do some test of the drugs, there will be the cage where they assist the National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency. You dey notice say then go prescribe say this medicine are 200 milligram, but when you really put them for test, it's up to 800 milligram. So it don't tell you say because the pharmacy board don't legalize it, 250 milligram downwards is acceptable for shipment. Wetin then they do, even when they make 800 milligram, they indicate and say waiting 250 milligram. So like what I say, the problems is everywhere. And where Melvin they talk, like what I say, this drugs na societal problem. We all see on Donald Trump activity, we right inside the White House, then catch drugs there. So it tells you if container the lost now attack it, not just a magic in Sierra Leone. Look at the sensitive cameras, the security apparatus, everything. But right inside White House now they defend drugs.
But coming to container where they talk about, is that proving that indeed
like it's an alleged thing, because the press release we don't come out, the key don't even say they don't get any record of any missing container. So it tells you it's nothing of the fact. Because one thing where they happen at this country now that this social media we don't get everybody now feel say I am a news vendor and you go see container we get battery, they go for let them go offload the snapper and say hey now that kush container they go so, because and nobody is there to verify for sure say yes now the kush container this or not to the kush container. Like what I say, me today purposely I want use Musa leader in point there where he say taking responsibility. And taking responsibility now in specifically J of section 13 don't talk about say as citizens we go for render assistance to appropriate and lawful agencies in the maintenance of law and order. Like what I rightly say, the police them they get blame. The vice president office as purported by the former minister, they don't call and say yes you have to beef up your effort, ensure more measures are being established. Like what I say, Standard Bureau also is mentioned in this, because when you look at Standard Bureau, now one of the places that if government focus on they even make money pass NRA, because everything where NRA they take tax from, they go through Standard Bureau first for validate, for know whether it's really good for the citizens of this country. So as citizens there, we get a responsibility there, because waiting that happen at the country, it don't become worrisome to we all. And I make not only election campaign we camp, because this is not about electioneering. When we camp an election campaign, we will be promised the people and say we do XYZ, we come back to them tell them say we promise A, we not don't do them, let the answer we promise B, we not don't do them. But for today we're discussing what is really affecting us as a nation, and how could we as citizens contribute in getting this thing something of the past. Like what I say, J don't make it clear. Every citizen get an appropriate right for waiting for assist the law agency in the maintenance of law and order. Now me they buy tramadol. What buy tramadol? As Sabi Usai Adibayam. If Usai Adibayam, that person where they sell and give me Sabu Usai Adibayam. So that chain work there, if you see we cut them chain work then they, I believe say we all they go down. Like me brother make one reference to a place where he make mention of. Uda go there for say let we get this place cleared, not to the police, not to soldier. Now the very community we make mention of, now they say enough is enough. And once they say enough is enough, like look put them like when my brother say the most old tradition or job where people they do. Now they're even the modernizer now. Where now we see starting. Then they go team up na street again. We get social group there now where they create.
They don't digitalize it.
Yes, we don't clean out, then do the thing them, then send them and request who that get interest. Some they even tell me say I get space already available if you they come over, or if me come over and me price this, or you come over and you price this. So it tell you say the world they modernize, and when it modernize, we get measures therefore put in place for make sure say society becomes a better place for we. And me as a former honorable member and as a senior citizens of this country, my responsibility this morning now for see how we go use specifically section 13, because if you go to chapter 2 when are the fundamental principle of state policy, section 5.2 don't say waiting sovereignty belongs to we the people them. And if sovereignty belongs to we the people them, we get that obligation there for make sure say yes, it's not just about government, it is about us. because government get in your responsibility for make sure say they protect we borders for make sure say they give we sanity where they make do don't clean today we all do work I can studio na ya where nobody no slap we nobody no look we by the eye. Now they your responsibility to the place so as we the citizen waiting our own role waiting our own duties they work for perform now for make sure say we assist the authority them let we give the appropriate information, and once we give the appropriate information there we'll be able to track down on whosoever is involved in this, and then we get a permanent
sometimes
solution.
Again, it's not about giving the information or direction as to who side in the settlement here or as to who that they bring them. It's about waiting really the law they do to them people there. So we also waiting happen on McKinney where they alleged we seen on social media an alleged young Kadia to Barry with a hijab, you know, with where they alleged say now that they call her a kush granny according to 18 reports say. Now, when you talk to police and McKinney, they say the issue has been transferred to Freetown, to Tokyo. When you reach to Tokyo, then will say investigation all going. And one thing we don't the money most of we in this country now the fact say whenever issue go to police or you go to the court, you go then tell you say we not the comment on issue either before the court or either inside the court.
Yeah, it's pre-judiciary. It's pre-judiciary.
Yes, but in this case, this is the national fight. Sometimes we really need for come on board and I mean accept the fact. Say sometimes don't forget about the PGDs or whatever. Let's talk to the reality.
Yeah, this is the reality what they talk about.
You can go catch Posse with Kush, take him to the law. Take the member within 72 hours or so. You know, they didn't talk to them again. All of this, there have been whole lot of alleged of individuals we don't put up for this. So that tells the mindset of individuals.
Wait to make you know you didn't talk there now because we only interested in them at the initial. We're not interested in them again as they go. It just give away somebody sick in a community. The first thing we do, go tell an Osh one, we'll turn back whether he die now, he not die now, we'll probably not die again. Wait till we know we don't go to hospital, we don't go, I don't pull bad name. Now so exactly it happen in that situation there. Somebody is interested in the day where they hold this person. Once that day they don't pass, how the investigation continue, how then sentence the person, in no get interest in that again. But records then they like what they say, look at before me here. For instance, in 2022 alone, them prosecute 51 cases, and inside these 51 cases, 41 na be man them and 10 na be woman them, and all na is successful prosecution where they sentence the people them. So it tell you say the records then they, if only you do an investigation, yes, because one thing about the legal system, when you go with what we call criminal matter, you have to prove it beyond reasonable doubt. Now civil matter we they use what we call balance of probability. Now who side the weight today, but a criminal matter, if you can't say honorable be get drugs na yan, you for don't get tangible evidence for sure. And when honorable go just the fully and it map na court, I have nothing to prove. You wake out me now you the prove say yes that drugs we all na me you all are with, not to just allegation you make, and all them prove then they you go for proof the law like when they say justice must be seen to be done. And if you not do and completely waiting the judge they left with no option but to ask the matter out of
Melvin,
court.
Quick one before Lizzie Kaisai. One thing we don't see be they happen before now. When they catch Jamba, we see police they come publicly they burn them. The public they see how it happen and all that. I don't know whether you agree say we for implement similar thing in the fight against Kush and other drugs them. That's where they catch them. Let there be a public burn down them burn and everybody see them.
It happen, it don't happen but safe.
Honorable, you agree say it happen?
My brother, not me like what I say, Melvin no say I was part of the team we make sure say then declare Kush a national
when last you
issue.
see police arrest Kush or tramadol whatever the case may be.
Plenty. It even happen of late.
And burn them publicly.
It even happen of late. Like what they tell you.
Who say it happen and burn them publicly?
If you go yes.
Set fire upon and burn
set fire upon and being put out with the pull and so na motor cabe with the put on a
whole they put
kerosene panam. Yes.
Who's plan free to happen say when?
Na toku.
Na who's plan toku?
Na grafting.
It happened there.
Yes.
Is it na Jamba or na Kush?
It's a mixture of all the drugs because anywhere okay.
Including
the moment it
also get flex, including flex.
Watch, now make I say mixture of all the drugs. The moment the courts don't done with them matter then they, we not get no reason for keep them.
Okay, Melvin, answer that same question there. You support for how we implement the same, or you don't ever see that?
I think you need to be amplified in one or two what I would call optical moves. State institutions don't do that.
Yeah.
Even under this current administration, I call it optical moves, because if you do and it's still the happen, that means you need to do more and intensify the moves.
Agreed.
And I think, yes, more needs to be done, because there is this allegation that persons within the security sector are also involved. So, of course, that should be proven. But on that issue of the missing container, I see until Lizzie come for say it is not proven. That's what they are saying. And, of course, you take it.
With this you have said, and immediately after here, I'm going to... at the contact report, we need for...
They already put a release on that.
No, we need for guests inside the studio for let them come and talk to the public. But go ahead.
So in addendum to that, if we are bringing the port is under a Ministry of Transport and Aviation, and now we see, okay, the container we agree, say, okay, well, a car or no car, a B or not B. But you cannot dispute the fact that vessel can now we one of we beach. Other vessel they can, nobody know. They still not see nothing there, and it's of no public interest.
It's a public concern.
So that can lend credence to some of the hypotheses on the suspicions. So yes, on the side of the government, I think in terms of solution, the president in address, it pinpoints collective work. However, moving forward, I think the president or the office of the president forgets Alpha Khan can't tell we what's the status of that presidential task force. What's the status of the advisory committee, what's the activities they've been doing in terms of the 4 pillars outlined by President Bio. President Bio was very specific in that his address as to what can be done. However, what has not happened is that we've not seen the actuality or the reality on the ground. So, for me, go blame all the institutions and they're important, but the number one man we carry the greatest responsibility when I will be votes for, now His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio. So right, we politicians like Musa Tarawali, we President Bio don't beat some time ago, and the SFP they come. I only it with a pinch of salt.
All right, Melvin, before we quickly take a commercial break, do you believe the shouting of this kush now a face in the past, now another social media drama after 1 week it done or 1 month it done?
If that's going to be that now as a result of media and civil society failure, this hype around the kush now the traditional media don't get up as a sustained issue. If you look media to media house, everybody talks about that. So it's a syndicated media agenda set. So if we forget about that, we will begin to talk about other issues, the public might forget about that. And it comes to civil society, because the media is always overwhelmed with running stories, breaking stories, and other stories. So civil society, that's where it comes in. And they should be having those kind of projects that complements the media in making sure that, because what the media don't do so now, media house and don't do. And we see now same kind of efforts have been put to counter Ebola and COVID-19. So we have the model. But other partners, because of this kind of underground economy as cited by the ACC, it has got economic value also. Let me not forget. So we look at it from a news agenda, and other people are looking at it from an economic standpoint. Others are looking at it from a different perspective. But I think as media and civil society, we get a duty to ask the critical questions and for sustain the conversation. If it's not done, the issue will die. But why this issue might not die? Because we will continue to see unidentified corpses on the streets. And of course, the allusion there is now because of the intake of this drug and substance. So the reality they live with we cannot be hypocritical about it. Whether the government accepts or not accepts, whether we are realistic or not, it's called an epidemic, right? And if you look at the biological term of epidemic, now any disease will get the proclivity or the tendency for wipe out a whole generation. So I know we are not there yet, but from a literal term, this phenomenon is phenomenal, and there is no way this can just be one of the other issues that will go die down slowly, because the realities are adverse. Everybody is affected.
Mikhailo. Moniro, apologies. So Melvin just talked about dead bodies, and we see Mayor been done talk say 220 plus bodies they don't pick on at the streets of Freetown. You believe say that statement now rightful statement Mayor been made, or not just social media or political gain?
No, not to social media or political gain. Like what they say, the truth here is Me self don't call council not to one, not to two, because when anything ended happen, we went at the politician and at the community. Now we did call. For instance, if I run down the morning and PWD I meet body don't they, the next minute they say honorable make call for we because they believe say me on call, get that wait for make sure say whosoever I call go give respond.
How many times you don't call?
I don't call past 5 times.
You don't call council? On
different, yes. But the thing is, like what Melvin rightly say, some of these debts, not to all would associate to substance intake, because for instance some people are in the cold they sleep, like the latest one, it go surprise you for no say a man in a wheelchair right in the heart of Ferry Junction. I did just get tired, he passed out in a wheelchair. He was in his wheelchair like driving home or wherever, right at Ferry Junction, he passed out. So everybody was like up and down. I said no, something needs to be done. So this not thing way it happened, and you go out there, you walk through, it happen. But like waiting with the try for say na a report, because even when they take them to Connaught, because I don't be part of the burial team as well, where that issue they become way then be stop say not to National Drug and Law Enforcement Agency for the bear, because waiting may happen when they pick them body then go then Connaught, nobody's there to claim them, and it becomes an issue where even the mortuary attendant, because they're not going to use them for formalin per body we no get owner. At the end of the day, they just left them in and so they rot in and pass them, give the clearance for go bury them. So these are the issues. The reality here is we need for come together, because like when we brother say, why kaya account fact? Like you ask, waiting the last we born 408 grand of kush. We born tramadol with 26,627 890 capsules of waiting of tramadol. So these are the facts. The records are there. The records are there, because like what I tell you, I don't go give the specific month now, but these are the records. Waiting we go dispose of, what we destroy. Now the record then is
inside this 2025.
Now they tell you so. Because we get the records them, and even the one the way we refer to the psychiatric hospital, the one the way they recover all the records then they, because at the end of the day we want to know, because some parents they honestly they come to the agency and say this may begin at this they happen. I will look at the condition and not say yes you need a referral, we can you go na the psychiatric home na Kisi Christian and see how they go treat it out. We even get the center where whatever has happened I don't know now, because like for the past time now me baby don't left the drug agency and they do me own do something.
Not only the we take a quick commercial break. When we come we will look at the messages them and continue with the rest of the program and try for wrap up.
Welcome to Fatmata Fashion House. Isaiah, they get everything we get for do with man them, woman them, different wears, different design. Look this official dress here so. Look them bling bling here. For then Saturday we are, or you will go and wear and go clubbing. Look this again for wear as casual. Look the dress them. Look this fine man shirt again. Look the dress them. Then they are for affordable prices. Can't get luxury for affordability. This na fine dress where you go able to get in different design and different color.
This na Fatmata Fashion House, 104 Main Regents, Good Lumley. Una all welcome. As you can see, we get breeches, standards, clothes and aya. We get woman for official dressings, dinner party and all stuff. We get woman nice and vac them with different colors. We get ourselves for the school picking them, both the boys and girls, strong quality, breeches standard. We also get for you when you know say you love salon. We independent day they can't just know. Or you can wear her anywhere you want to go. Green, white and blue. We get her in different colors. And for the footballer themselves, we get you covered. You yourself there can collect you for a very reasonable price. Within our 104 Main Regents Go Lumley. As for the telephone number 078-560-118. Fatmata Fashion House.
Welcome.
All right, welcome back. We tell una plenty thank you for this time where we all done it together. It has been a fruitful 1 hour plus now. We're going to use this opportunity currently for make we take some text messages as we studio guests and they try for wrap up. Honorable Minority for Go class. Go start with the text message. Mary from Bo say congratulations to the studio guest. This is very national. I see you guys are debating, not fighting. It is about Sierra Leone. Congratulations. My humble plea is the president and the vice president needs to come very hard to break this change. Like Melvin said, our country is dying, and Mikhailo also said, Muniru said, we are dying and our youths are also dying. I plead for Papa government. This LCPP government needs to do more, and not only some but more. And Alusain say, if indeed the drug container in the water key is true, then Sierra Leone is doomed, because how soon with hundreds or tons of cartons in a whole container said to be drug, when it entered the market? Well, this one finally, we bobo them foods, they don't turn not only penda, but it don't turn rotten. That come up from Alusain. Now another one from Alusain again in Australia say, congratulations to Unity Broadcasting. The discussion is very civil. One thing I have learned to understand in these few weeks, that's all the okay, that is split for us. Then let's go down. Melvin, you are very articulate, but sometimes when they mention certain things, it gets you very euphoric. Your appearance today, it's a little bit calm. You did not spike it up. Anyway, with others, they don't allow you for making spike up. Brother Suma, thank you very much. The conversation, I love it. You guys keep it up. The sky is your limit. And the last one I go read from we direct text message, those 2 or 3 that I heard, is from WhatsApp. Direct text message say, hooray, hooray. More will see if this drug business go down. Anyway, the media don't try. Me brother Lamran and I start, and the other medias, they don't take them. Una all try. May God bless una. My hope and prayer is that Sierra Leone will be a better place, and 2028 elections, our youth will not be sitting nodding on themselves, not being able to vote or not being able to rally around, because they'll be butting themselves. I had to laugh with this. They'll be butting on each other, their head. They will not be able to dance for their political party. I see it. It's a little bit funny, but this is not something good for the nation. Papa government, if you don't do more, we'll impeach you. Thank you very much. All right, so I will stay from that. That's the view of our Texas, and we have nothing to say, or it does not represent Unity Broadcasting.
All right, from we Facebook page, messages them so far. This one from Mariam Belkish Dumbuya. I say, exactly, if we're really serious about Kush fights, when authority hold Kush buyer, info show Usain go buy am, and the seller self for show in supplier or suppliers in supplier or the supplies. This threats need radical approach, and we all as a country for be intentional. But this other message here, they say, they come up from Suma Abdullahi. He say, Kush na serious organized crime or drug crisis. Zainab Musa Tarawali say, Honorable Musa Tarawali is correct to say it's not a pandemic, because a pandemic is an epidemic of an infectious disease that spreads across a large region, affecting a substantial portion of the population worldwide. J. Kekola Togba Senior from Monrovia say they follow the watch of the program. Thank you so much. Zainab Musa Tarawali again says, bravo to Unity Broadcasting for educating the public on national issues. Koro Jane say, if they ask Melvin question about APC, his voice will definitely moderate. At times, I just try to moderate my text messages. That's one from Koro. This other message here says, okay, Makilos LB Gembe say, congratulations to you, Honorable Muniru Lansana. Another message here, they come up from Kwama Kuruma. It says, thanks to the Salon government in the fight against Kush, it's really in the decrease as compared to 2022. From Kwama, na send that message day. Mariam Bilkis Dumbuya says, the root cause of Kush need for be identified and deal with it. If Kush sellers them not sell, we young one them no go buy them. Now we sell somebody go buy them. If you not sell and nobody no go buy them. Musa Bukpa say good morning Unity Broadcasting. Another message here says, if we all come together, wallahi, we'd able to defeat Kush and other drug them. Say, but the blame don't boku. Another message I will read because of time, so we will left with Studio Guest for respond. This one says, say all of those institutions been mentioned by Honorable Musa Tarawale, they are responsible. Just that they are not active compared to when it comes to political issues. We hope that all of those institutions will come together and fight against drug. Our brothers and sisters are seriously dying. This one they come from Amara Barcelona from Bombali district. Last one I will read. This one says, Suma, I say trust me, the issue of drug not to free to no more than for tap for fetam. Let them come to the provinces. A lot of youth then they engage, even big people from government institutions, they are the party. So if they want for fet Kush and other drug, make them come at the provinces and all those institutions responsible. A lot of messages, gentlemen. I think that we want for all on messages them. Honorable Youth, okay, you are the one that attended it before go for the commission.
No, it was Melvin. I just came in to give the teaser that was asked.
Okay, so
yes, like I appreciate the texters them and viewers them. That don't show say yes, we message they go. And one thing what they say, me most times I always like for deal with fact and analysis. Like what I say, the government they try on Neon beat. We call on the citizens them for make sure say we all come and take this fight. Because if you look, for instance, another report where I get, they quantify the one day we can report, not to like the one day we just take and then a street. The one day we can report, for instance, we go na the psychiatric teaching hospital like you see. The one day they take tobacco. Melvin also we passed the tobacco and nicotine bill from Sierra Leone Parliament. We even criminalize somebody smoking in the open publicly. But like what I say, it's about the people. How many people are really taking these laws? The one that we smoke tobacco,
how about the enforcement? How about the people? How about the enforcement as well?
Yes, but like what they say, we all get a civic duty for play. The police, they're not going to be everywhere. But to yourself, if you know say what they do so not correct, how you go you smoke na street, you left the smoke, other people they feel them. It's not good. So the one the number we go report, we then text them, we show saying a tobacco they inside them. The number na 10, man then a 6, woman then a 4. Let's take the more serious one when at Tramadol. Tramadol na 527, the man then a 492 and the woman then a 35. Kush, the man the total na 1102, the woman them the man then a 1028, then the woman then a 73. Then the one day way like when them people they cow them for say do this me person and this I don't begin see they do. Una help me. Where they register them, we take them to psychiatric home where they do the test and no say then getting quantum of drugs in them. And the report where they give, now they report then they are asked for where are they read out so it don't tell you say from the tell this report come out to now we don't even get more figures we don't come. So me they still use this opportunity and this media for call on every Sierra Leonean and say yes, let we take waiting the constitution don't tell we where now with duties and responsibilities, let we able iron out the issues where they unbox Sierra Leone, especially J. We say we go for help the lawful authorities for make sure say we maintain law and order. Like where you rightly say the police cannot be everywhere, the soldiers cannot be everywhere, but we the citizens are everywhere. Let we do the supply chain sense of combating this particular thing, because if not to that, me young boy picking this morning, he don't go school. Who knows which party they go meet up? And at the end of the day, send me get enough lunch, and that enough lunch we me get the party where the smoker you not get enough lunch. He tell us say come back go buy this thing. You know the pass behind toilets. At the end of the day, it becomes addicted. So now worry to we all because we cannot police them in their schools. So now make as citizens, me own call what I make now that let we all take this thing away from politics, just like how we do for COVID and we do for Ebola, and let we try for see how we get this thing. Me wife in small brother, as I talk to you now, he's in the street because he don't become addicted. So then thing they are the pain everybody. Where COVID Ebola come, my wife lost 11 people inside 21 days. So if Kush don't come back in your small brother don't get him, it's like it's the thing is directly linked to me, and I know the pain what I feel for that.
We talk about enforcement. There is a message we just dropped. Mystic of Duazak, they say enforcement has been a major factor affecting the alarming rate of drugs in Sierra Leone, especially Kush and Tramadol. If there is proper enforcement, I am optimistic that the flow of Kush and Tramadol will definitely be minimized. Now you're talking about civic rights. Now this person is talking about the enforcement as well.
Yes, the civic rights where the type of say, for instance, who is shipping the containers coming? It's the very Sierra Leoneans. And if you put Kush inside motocar, you put her under the seat. That asikuda test where they do now attack, you know enough for able to know what's in there under that seat. We where they ship motocar, they know say when motocar they come, the tire na deflated one they come. So who knows if the person don't load some things, I deflator they down for bring and come. So it all boils around the civic duty as well, because the apparatus the way we get, even when you go to international community, like I go England, I count some computers them. Now only when I reach, I notice say them break me bag because of them computers every day. But the good thing is they put a notice for sure say yes, now we open this bag and we want to do certain inspection from notice say waiting. I will get paste where are they use. That paste they by the time I dock me back, now they pull me back for they put on a corner. Me had to make boop. Waiting happen. Then check. They say who owns this bag? I say na me. Then set me aside. Then go begin cut the paste. Put them for no say no now ordinary paste. They say okay, you can go. So but like just remember in short a situation how you have to go there, because the good thing no more that now me we don't pack me back. So I know say I don't pack anything there. Right. We worry so, but it all boils around the patriotism aspect.
We had to go, Melvin.
Thank you very much to we viewers and texters and to management and the editorial team for bringing me here. And I think the conversation has been very helpful. Firstly, that's just the question you asked Honorable Monique before we take the break on the mayor's position on the debts. I think that I'll describe it as half-truth because it was not medically proven. And until and unless that is done from an institutional perspective or from an elected official's perspective, she ought to know better. Again, I think we need facts on this fight, like we did for Ebola and COVID. People are just using too many hypotheses. We need to have some kind of dashboard and scorecard on, like we used to do for Ebola, number of affected persons, number of recoveries. There should be a real-time information on this as a way forward. Another issue is that of weak parliamentary oversight. I think Parliament can do more. When this issue first surfaced, I think a year or so ago, the leader of government business asked all these players to devise or develop standard operating procedures on the issue of burial, because there was this issue. Let me not forget the issue where they then say them very possibly handshake. So Parliament was very agitated with that. But what waiting not happen at the end of the day, this SOP we not see. And like the president said, like the leader of government business said, the president last year said there will be a comprehensive strategy. I still they ask, why is this comprehensive strategy? Because if we don't have it, and the institution will be on charge with the duty, whether the National Drug Task Force, they are there but they are muted, I think that's where we should begin to do the work. Again, I think we need radical inclusion on this fight. Like I will always say, we need not to turn blind eye and involve the ghetto youths. Ghettos should be registered, and the legal framework around certain drugs should be eased. I repeat, the legal framework around certain drugs should be eased, one of which na marijuana, because all and go this is today, then papa na jamba.
You say radical inclusion. Is it the David Senga radical inclusion?
Well, of course, David Senga in radical inclusion it's an hijacked ideology. Radical inclusion, if you look at literatures, today it begin. And in fact, for the government of Sierra Leone, say 40 million the day before we will begin to talk about radical inclusion. The only credit you go give David Senga on radical inclusion, now he put the idea into a book under a name. If anybody feels say not deserve forget that book, then you can intellectually challenge him. But since there have not been any challenge, we assume that in terms of text and literature, na get credit for radical inclusion. But in terms of politicking, I will tell you, we need to radically include those kind of people. In your radical inclusion at the SLPP, I think I've personally told him I have questions with that, and I will reserve that for a day where me go sit down or we'll discuss things around his stewardship on the office of the minister, because it seems as if he's redundant, the vice president, And when people just quick for go point finger at Jules, let not forget, we get a chief minister away ceremoniously or officially powerful past the vice president, and people don't want to point finger there. That's a question for another day. But I think we need radical inclusion on the fight, and everybody, communities must be involved. There are already successful stories on that, and those communities must also lead the fight against drug and substance abuse. Unless that is done, I think we must accept the reality and be more factual and data-centric on this fight, not just to say, robots, they're on the opposition. We'll get it wrong, because if you begin blame the opposition is coming with a counter blame. And so somebody will say, when I mention the opposition,
moderate.
I will be moderate.
The voice not be.
ABC player either word than you more than will vex by you bad. Perhaps now the first time you should watch me now. But let me just say it for the records, for who watch me first now Unity. Melvin is a political centrist, and my harsh reality is when government say, oh, for votes now you right, I register, I don't vote. I not believe say I go say me a journalist, I know they not say, but one day election day I go vote, I don't vote. So that's how I qualify my political neutrality. But I believe a person you write for the APC or you write for the SLPP, but me not one of them. I am not a member, sympathizer, or a voter of none of them in recent time.
But you're a close friend to CDI Tunis.
I'm a close friend to many politicians. I have political friends in the APC and in the SLPP. I don't shy away from that. Of course, he was the former leader of government. I used to know him before in the third parliament. I value relationship with politicians. Why? Because for me, after God, now politicians.
So I can buy it.
I didn't bind with them all.
CDI Tunis.
Why not?
We got it going.
No, you're pushing me. But let me just say this for the record, because everybody knows. If Melvin ended up to be a rapporteur among the ECOWAS Parliamentary Press Corps, all thanks goes to Honorable Sidi Mohamed Tunis. Not because of Melvin was friendly.
Yeah, the elder bro.
Yeah.
No, not because I was friendly. This man can testify. Because I was radical enough to raise questions that many journalists were shy to. And this is his quality, let me just say. He is tolerant to criticism, unlike others in the race for the SLP flag bearership. So
all
I
right,
will end at that.
Maybe we'll talk about flag bearership. Thank you very much, Melvin, for this opportunity viewing us. We don't take it for granted. It is an esteemed opportunity which we take very, very important. So our studio guest, Honorable Lansana, congratulations for coming in to your new journey. We tell you plenty. Thank you for this opportunity. Yes. And Melvin,
next time, Monori Lansana Esquire.
Esquire. Now they expect.
I will be having both prefix and suffix.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to call me Honorable Abdulmuniu Lansana Esquire.
Yes.
All right. So, Melvin, congratulations for this your maiden appearance on our morning show.
Thank you.
We really, really appreciate. So, all we viewers, we studio guests. Thank you. My name is Elizabeth Kefwe Gembe.
And me na Yusuf Moses. Beaucoup thank you to the technical and production team at the studio. We man them behind the camera, Alfred Pewa and Williams, for put one or two things together to make the pictures very accurate. So now they watch we. Beaucoup thank you to Alpha Joba and David Harding within at the technical and control room. And we producer for this edition, Nas Layman Jallo. And the entire team, one for wishing all the best and wonderful Tuesday morning like this, fastly approach November. Peace, Cameroonians. Peace, Ivory Coast. Election London. Goodbye.
Unity Broadcasting Television don't come for unify, sensitize, and inform Salon people home and abroad. Broadcasting TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't come. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. We now independent media house. We there here for unify, sensitize, and inform. Sierra Leoneans home and abroad.
We dey are so for talk, but waiting they happen. Political discussion, you for know about salon politics. Religious messages, entertainment self no go left, we no go left nothing, no.
Unity Broadcasting sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't care. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon.
This not the team them where we dey talk but
Sierra Leone political history.
Defeating the lives of fake people.
Waiting they be na social media.
One-on-one interview. We go bring you all the hot topics.
Unity Broadcasting TV say, and we let peace safe and better salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't care. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. Unity Broadcasting TV don't care. For developments now we country TV. Unify, sensitize, and inform we all. For developments now we nation salon. You gon' get we live on Facebook and our YouTube channel at Unity Broadcasting TV. And do ya not forget for tap the subscribe button. Same way so, if you want check now we website, just type www.unitybroadcasting.com. Now the word at all, me family.